You remember Dr. Dolittle, right? The guy who can talk to animals? If you don't, let me jog your memory. He's a doctor, and he talks to animals.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to What the Hell Happened to Them? A title fight is brewing. That's right, this season, Eddie Murphy versus Jim Carrey. I am your host, Patrick Skeyhill, and joining me on the line is a bear who's bigger than Winnie the Pooh, Joe Vekeman.
Hi. I'm a bear now.
You are a bear, and on the audio boards is Lev Van Rensselaer reminding me to remind you that you can email the cast at whathappenedtothemcast@gmail.com. All right, Joe, what movie are we doing this week?
We watched Dr. Dolittle 2.
Yes.
A Steve Carr film.
Who else could you ask to do it?
I don't know. Why wouldn't you want to get the guy behind Paul Blart Mall Cop? I mean, that was in the future.
They were like, we got to get that Dr. Dolittle 2 guy.
Well, he's right off of next Friday, so, you know, makes sense.
Yeah. Well, what happens in Dr. Dolittle 2?
Oh, you want to know what happens in Dr. Dolittle 2?
Yes, I hope it's a lot more than Dr. Dolittle 1.
It's our most succinct synopsis I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Dolittle must save a forest and a bear's life.
True. All true.
It's true. It is true. That happens.
I will say it was refreshing that this movie had the plot compared to the first Dr. Dolittle.
Sure. Were you happy that Norm came back?
It was the first thought I had. His voiceover narration comes on, and I went, "Whew, that's one thing I got to worry about." And they're still seeming to let him do. A lot of his jokes sound like his jokes, so I think they kind of like let him off the leash there.
Just got him in the booth. They're like, "All right, have at it."
Here's the gist of what we need you to do. Go have fun with. Or they just, I don't know, the writers they got to uncreditedly fix his lines for him, kind of knew his voice, so maybe he was on a show still at the time, so maybe like they got one of those guys. I don't know. It was good. You know where they don't let him do that? Dr. Dolittle 3.
Oh, you didn't watch it, did you?
I did watch it.
You psycho.
It was right there on Disney. You know what's annoying is when I type in DR, Dr. Dolittle 3, one of the first things that pops up. It takes me to like Dr. Dole for the other two to come up.
Well, it's apropos. I'll tell you. So,
yeah.
The first Dolittle made $294 off a $71 million budget.
Yeah.
2, they took away $1.5 million. Maybe because they don't have to pay for a tiger anymore.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you did need a bear, but maybe those are
I
easier.
feel like bears are cheaper than tigers.
Yeah, I also had to pay. You had to pay a little bit for an alligator to make a really awkward Steve Irwin joke. You know, in hindsight.
I mean, they should have seen it. Like, it's inevitable.
Well, they were waiting. They're like, all right, we're extra careful on alligators. They weren't expecting the manta rays.
So this one cut $1.5 million, and it shows because it made about less than half of what the original made, $176.
Well, I'll say I like this one more.
Wow!
I give this one the Terminator 2 a seal of approval. I like it more.
Oh my god! Did you like that? They teed it up for the sequel though. When at the end they revealed that the reason why this strained relationship with his older daughter is because she also can talk to animals.
Well, I do want to talk about that because.
Well, what else are we going to talk about?
Because Raven-Symoné is not in the third film.
Uh-oh. Oh, is it Kyla Pratt?
No. Yes.
Oh.
No, I don't know. I don't know who's in the third one. It's a daughter. Okay. Here's the problem, though.
A daughter.
The daughter's name is Maya. Do you know which daughter he has is named Maya in this movie?
Let me tell you.
Because the movie has the mom. Dr. Dolittle 3 has the mom talking, quote-unquote, to Eddie on the phone.
Kyla Pratt, the youngest daughter, plays Maya.
Okay,
Raven Simone plays Charisse.
They don't talk about Charisse one iota in Dr. Dolittle 3. So I'm there like, which daughter is this? Because I don't know their names. I just know Raven Simone and the other one. So I don't know their names.
Kyla Pratt.
I didn't know that.
She was in the Proud Family, right?
I don't know. I don't know what that is.
It was an animated Disney show when we were kids.
Oh, well, that's why I don't know. Anyway, so
wait, so hold, is that true? So Kyla Pratt and Raven Simone are 1 year apart?
They did not look that in the movie.
No, because Raven Simone is 39 and Kyla Pratt is 38.
Wow, They did look like an older sibling pair.
Yeah, they're like 1 year apart.
So now it's I guess the youngest daughter, but I didn't know. They just kept saying daughter, and no one was talking about
daughter.
They're either the little daughter didn't exist anymore, or maybe the older daughter went to college and they never wanted to talk about her again. Anyway, the youngest daughter also can talk to animals, and here was the most unbelievable part about a movie where a girl talks to animals. Is everybody in her mean city high school makes fun of her because she can talk to animals.
Yeah, I don't think that happens.
They'll be like, wow, you're the coolest fucking shit. Because you know what?
That shit's awesome.
Then the plot is she has to go to a dude ranch, and she, with her magical talking powers, saves the dude ranch run by John Amos, and also tames the untamable horse played by Gary Busey.
Wait, who runs the dude ranch?
John Amos.
Johnny Amos, okay.
Right, who we saw in another Eddie Murphy film that he was actually in, Coming to America. But also, he's fun to watch from Good Times. No, What's Happening? No, it's Good Times. I confuse those a lot. And at the end, when she has to reveal that she can talk to the animals to help save the dude ranch, everybody goes, well, that's the darn coolest shit I've ever heard. Because they're normal children. Mm-hmm. So that movie wasn't great. It felt like it was written by people who had never been to a high school or who had never seen a movie but really read a lot of Save the Cat. That's what it felt like. And Norm MacDonald sounded like he didn't want to be there.
Oh, he's in the third one too?
He's the narrator of that too. And then she goes to Do Ranch and you're like, oh no, Norm's gone now for the whole movie? No. She sends a message on the phone, so he has to run all the way to the dude ranch to go help her out. And then he's just hanging out at the dude ranch. Then the mother comes back at the end as well. The end.
Well, they couldn't get Eddie for a cameo?
Nope, she just talks to him on the phone every now and then.
But you don't see him?
Do not see him. Just is there to be acknowledged like, nope, don't worry, that Dr. Dolittle still exists.
Oh, brother.
Yeah. So that movie wasn't great. This movie was better than both those films combined, I'd even say. Because you know what? Something actually happened. There were stakes.
You were happy about the Mr. Show reunion?
I was.
Where Bob Odenkirk and David Cross play dogs.
Not only was I happy about that reunion, I was happy about the Laverne and Shirley reunion, where they got David Landers and Michael McKean to play pigeons pooping on Kevin Pollack. I was happy. You would tease Michael Rappaport was in this movie and you wanted me to guess what animal. I wish I had guessed Mafia Raccoon because it's just so obvious when you see it on the screen.
I want you to guess what animal he was.
Lisa Kudrow was playing a bear who was into gender norms. Like I was into... I was pretty into the movie. All the fish are going, what's up? All the fish are going, what's up? Like they do, and That's My Boy. Like it was, what more could you want?
Do you think this is your Tommy?
This is not my Tommy. It was just...
That would be so fun.
A breath of... I don't like the movie. I just liked it way more than I liked Dr. Dolittle 1. And that perhaps has made the movie feel better in my mind than it really is. Well, at the same time, it still feels like it's very awkwardly directed. Because, and the awkward directing editing is probably a lot to do with live animals, but it also feels like the script is lifeless in places, and Eddie, I think, seems to be doing better in this film than he did the other films. Some of his stuff is still coming in. The Eddie mannerisms that I like, where he's getting flustered all the time, and he's trying to, keep his daughter away from the weird homie guy. I only use the word homie because that's what Eddie called him. He's like, homies, you forgot your homie, or something like that as they're driving away. The script isn't giving him a lot of jokes, but he's trying to give it a good energy at least. Though I did wonder, how many Eddie movies in a row is this with poop and fart jokes? 4? 5? How long are we going?
I mean, the streak will remain unbroken. We have Shrek movies out the ass.
One of the things that was annoying is that the bear didn't seem to matter, even though it's one of the central premises of the film, and this seems to be this MacGuffin of sorts. The bear's arc...
Steve Zahn?
Yeah.
Fun voice.
His thing is like he's trying to win over the Lisa Kudrow bear, and he does it with this grand gesture of like getting some honey off a log. And they're trying to teach him how to be a forest bear, and she's making fun of him for not being like a regular bear because he's been raised in captivity in the circus.
Yep.
So what it might have been nice if he had used some of his circus techniques to get the honey that nobody else could ever get off this very precarious place log, or if he had used some of those forest lessons he picked up to get the honey. No, he just, like, everybody freaks out for a bit, like, oh my God, is he going to do it? And then he does it, and then they all cheer. And I go, oh, well, that seems like it was easy. How could nobody else have done that before?
Well, let me tell you.
Yeah.
I overheard a conversation that the director was having with one of the animal wranglers. And he was really pissed off that they got the bear that doesn't do the circus tricks.
What?
What do
Really?
you mean you got me the wrong bear? I needed a grizzly bear.
Are you joking?
This is a grizzly bear.
Are we
I need a
joking?
Pacific mountain bear. Oh.
Well, those are endangered. Didn't you read the script? So then the bear gets thrown in jail to get us to the third act.
You know, it's way more funny when you describe the movie than when I'm actually watching.
Then they do it to get to the third act. But then Eddie just goes to animals and was like, hey, listen, my plan to keep your forest safe, it failed. But if we all just teamed together and went on strike, we would save the forest. And indeed they do. Then I thought, oh, why didn't you just do this at the beginning? The bear didn't teach them to unionize. It's not like Eddie had to convince them to band together to say, they all wanted to save the forest. They were all begging him to do it. Michael Rappaport, the God Beaver, Isaac Hayes. They all wanted him to do... Oh, it was the other one. No, I think it was him. Who plays the possum. And I go, oh, I know that guy. All these animals are in my backyard now every night. Like that's I'm living the Dr. Doodle life. So if Eddie had just gone straight to them and was like, hey, let's unionize, he didn't even get the idea to get him to unionize from the bear incident. His daughter, like, accidentally gave it to him. That might not even be true. I don't remember. It's been a couple days since I've seen it. And then, like, Norm has a storyline, but he just, like, magically wins over the wolf that he's trying to get with. Mm-hmm. And then there's a boyfriend storyline with his daughter that seems to go nowhere.
That is a weird one.
Like, it's just an attempt, like, to let Eddie kind of do the dad, the overprotective dad thing, which you get some funny jokes out of.
Never works.
But it never goes anywhere. So
also, it's just like Eddie Murphy's old now? Are they like trying to toy with that?
Maybe.
Is he not hip to the crowd anymore?
And yet, somehow the script's still much more streamlined and compact and efficient than Dr. Dolittle 1. So it's sad that it made a lot less money.
Yeah, like almost over 100 million.
But I didn't think that it was successful, or else they would have been able to get him back for Dr. Dolittle 3, and it would have felt less like a TV movie.
Oh, it really feels like the TV movie.
Yes. It's aggressively TV. It was not a good movie. A very bad movie.
I think this is a fun one.
You think Dr. Dolittle 2 is a fun one?
No. This little factoid.
This quote you're about to give me. All right, go on.
Generally, when a large variety of animals appear in a scene together, like the animals rallying in the woods, the individual species were filmed separately using a technique called motion control. A camera was set up and ran continuously as animals of each species were brought into the scene and placed on their mark by a trainer, then removed so then the next species could be set into position. When editing was complete, the scene appears as if the camera was merely panning a single area filled with all manner of wildlife standing in harmony at their union meeting. So do you think, instead of getting like a real director, they found Steve Carr, they're like, this guy works with animals. He's done the Air Bud movies. I think he did like one of the Air Bud movies.
You can't call Ice Cube an animal. That's offensive, Joe.
What did what?
Right, because he did Next Friday.
Oh. No, I didn't. Maybe that was the cinematographer. One of these guys did a lot of like the animal, like play the sport game movies.
MVP, Most Valuable Primate.
Primate, yep. I remember that one.
There's nothing in the rule book that says a monkey can't be the president.
I feel like you just gave one of the trailer lines. Yeah. This one was really meh for me. I'm glad you had fun, though.
Like, actual plot points and meaningful stakes help a stilted and lifeless movie go a long way. It's kind of surprising how little I need after Dr. Dolittle 1.
What did I give that one? Dr. Dolittle. I gave it 2 stars.
Yeah, I would...
That's very generous,
I
huh?
bet I gave Dr. Dolittle 1.
You gave it 1.5.
I gave it 1.5. I would give this 2 stars. This is a 2-star. If I gave that one 1.5, I'll give this 2 stars.
I gave it a downgrade. I gave it 1.5. Not that much of a downgrade, but it's just like meh. Diminishing returns.
Cedric the Entertainer returned to the podcast. He was a bear for a little bit. We haven't seen him since that Tom Hanks, Julia Roberts film. Thomas Crown. Is that it?
Which
no,
one?
that's the Thomas Crown Affair. Larry Crown.
Larry Crown.
Is that it?
The Thomas Crown Affair?
Yeah, that was...
But with Larry Crown? His brother? I just... Pierce Brosnan and Tom Hanks, brothers.
I'd watch that movie.
Bring it on.
Yeah. And we also have Kevin Pollack returning as a lawyer to the podcast.
Where did we see him last?
We saw him in the Jack Nicholson film A Few Good Men.
Okay, yeah. That was a no-brainer.
Kevin Pollak also playing Drew Carey's boss in season 1 of The Drew Carey Show, where we only hear his voice. And you know what that means. We gotta do a little Drew Carey music licensing watch.
Moon over Parma, bring my love to me tonight. Guide her to East Lake.
Of course we do.
All right, Drew Carey has an episode where... there's a conspiracy against him at the store. These disgruntled employees have been messing with him for years, and he finally gets to the bottom of it. Well, at the end, he solves the problem, but inadvertently makes a new enemy who starts a conspiracy against him. So, in the tag, as he's going to work and having all these bad things happen to him, he's muttering the words to "Don't worry, be happy." That whole tag is cut. It's not there anymore. You're not allowed to do that. They have an interesting opening where they kind of play with this, like, repeated actions, and everybody's kind of, like, green screened over it and doing the same thing again and again, and they add to it, and it's to this, like, Fleetwood Mac song. The song they got to replace it is okay. It's, I guess, could do the job, but doesn't have that same snappy rhythm to it. So that's unfortunate. And lastly, there's, like, a 3-episode arc where Drew Carey starts a cover band that plays at the Ramada Inn in Cleveland. Gutted. All those storylines, just large. Those episodes are like 16 minutes each because there are just 2-minute sequences of him playing songs scattered throughout the thing. He's not allowed to sing any of those songs. You'll cut to the scene awkwardly just as a music cue is ending, and they're like, we just finished that song. Thanks, we'll be back after a 5-minute break. And then the scene will happen. And then some openings of scenes of the shows and closings are missing. Very awkward. I was expecting that to be problematic, and they salvaged it the best they could. So there you go. Music licensing in perpetuity throughout the known universe. Keep that in mind, all you young filmmakers. Put that in your contract. Speaking of cover bands, back in Dr. Dolittle 2, I've got a list of references to other things that were used instead of jokes, expecting them to act as jokes. Does that make sense? We got doing the Family Guy thing where you make references in place of making actual jokes. Mm-hmm. They talk about a Beanie Baby collection when we're talking about other animals. A pig just goes, "Hello, Clarice," for no reason other than that he's in a jail cell.
Fucking yeah, no, I remember that. That was stupid.
A chameleon says to use the Force. That's a Star Wars thing, in case you don't know that.
Well, the Star Wars thing was a fresh reference because Phantom Menace just came out.
Yes, no one was using the Force until The Phantom Menace came out. They'd have a training montage where Eddie teaches the bear how to be a woods bear. Well, they put Eye of the Tiger under that, of course. The bear rides a motorcycle for a trick. Well, when you got somebody on a motorcycle, what are you doing? You're playing Born to be Wild. It's the only thing you can do.
The fact that we watched the fucking movie that started that.
A Cherry Garcia ice cream gets mentioned.
Yep.
Stuart Little, perhaps another movie they were competing with around this time.
Yeah.
The chameleon is at a party, and so, of course, he has to go. The roof is on fire. Very popular do in the early 2000s when a party was happening. Oh, and the bear says, take my wife, please. That one worked a little bit because Eddie wasn't trying to make that a reference, and then the bear did make it a reference, and Eddie got mad at him for making it into a reference. So I cut that one a little slack.
Take my wife, please. Yeah. Stupid. So fucking stupid. I don't have much to say. I didn't really. You liked it a lot more than me. I was surprised.
I guess I did. I think I particularly liked when the guy that Raven Simone's trying to date is trying to impress her with a picnic blanket full of product placement. Just abject product placement. There and ready to go.
The only memory I have of this movie, I definitely saw this in the theater with my mother and my sister back in 2001 at the Zoetrope. I remember walking in like 10 minutes after the movie started.
Yeah.
Being a little confused, but I'm like, because I hadn't seen the first one. This was my first Dr. Dolittle.
You don't really need to see the first one.
Well, you gotta know that he talks to animals. That's what.
Yeah, but you go into a Dr. Dolittle movie, theoretically, you know the whole premise is a guy talks to animals. Also, Norm tells you at the beginning. He goes, hey, you know who this guy is? This doctor who can talk to animals? Well, he's a doctor, and he talks to animals. Boom, I'm caught up.
Yeah, well, that was the movie.
That was...
movie sucked. You are being so generous to this piece of shit.
I do not think you remember how bad the first one was. How vacuous it was.
Yeah, but like
that
when I
movie
was watching the first one,
the movie was 90 minutes.
It was 85 minutes.
It's 85 minutes, and we got, I don't know, 8 minutes of actual movie in there.
There's the nice scene at the beginning where he's a little boy and his dad is mad for talking to animals, and then he's got this fucking traumatic shit to go through the entire movie. I don't like talking to animals. Why are you talking to me? It's funny. The fucking dog is on the top of the car. That movie's good.
No, I don't think so.
This is our big debate now.
Another movie.
You're a do 2 stand. I'm a do 1 stand.
Yeah, Dr. Dolittle is the universe where everybody gets mad at people for being able to talk to animals. When the Wild Thornberries has taught us that it's the coolest fucking shit ever, and we all wish we could talk to animals.
Yeah, when did that come out?
That was like late 90s. Yeah?
I think so.
99?
I think so too, but
97? I'm going to go even earlier. 97, I'm settling on.
98.
I was right in the middle.
That's okay. Price is Right rules, you win.
Yeah. People would not, high school kids are not making fun of you for being it. They're not calling you weird animal girl. They're going like, okay, what's my dog saying? Tell me what my dog's saying. This is so cool. Will you go to the prom with me?
Yeah. The Wild Thornberries movie would come out.
Oh, with Bruce Willis.
That's Rugrats Go Wild.
The Wild Thornberries are in there, though.
Yes, that's because they...
That's not the Wild Thornberries movie. That's just a Wild Thornberries movie.
I believe the Wild Thornberries movie didn't do well, right?
I don't know. I didn't see it. I remember The Simpsons making fun of it, and they would go, there was like the Wild Dingleberries movie.
Yeah, so the Wild Thornberries came out the year after, and, wow, somehow they convinced Marissa Tomei to join that. She was in a weird period in her life. She was anger management the next year.
She's like, well, I'm not doing your stupid animated film. I was in Mr. Deeds. No, that's not that movie. What movie was it? I was in anger management.
Yeah, anger management. I'm working with Jack Nicholson now. This is like 5th to last movie. I didn't know it at the time. Yeah, the Wild Thornberries movie was made $60 million off a $25 million budget, so not bad. But the fucking Rugrats movies kill.
Well, and the Rugrats at the time was the #1 kid show in America, and I know this because Nickelodeon wouldn't stop telling us this all the time.
Yeah, that is a very profitable movie.
2 movies. You got 2.
Yeah, we went to Paris. $24 million budget. This is what they wanted. $140 million.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think there's like some stat that they have.
And a line of Burger King toys.
Yes. But I think is this the one that's like, it became the first non-Disney animated film to gross over $100 million in the United States.
Yeah, good work, Rugrats.
I remember I wanted to see it so bad. And I think I saw this one. Did I see this one? Maybe it's the one after. I just remember I went to go see it and it was sold out. And I was like, no! And my dad's like, well, time to go have another beer. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Parenthood.
And I'm like, we drove to the theater. Doesn't matter. There's one in the back seat. I want to have that one. I'm like, okay, great.
I remember seeing it in what was a very packed theater, and my kindergarten teacher was there that night too.
Wow.
Yes. Very popular film. Back when movie theaters were, I guess they're crowded now. I just don't go to those showtimes anymore.
Oh, are they crowded for this Minecraft movie? You seen this shit that's going on with the Minecraft movie?
I got to see 2 great movies in the theater this week. I saw Mirror, I saw Workmeister Harmony, 2 all-time films, and I was just like, I'm glad I'm going with this crowd. And no one's like, the whale is here. We're on there throwing stuff at the screen when the whale comes up in Workmeister Harmonies. That's not happening. The mirror! It's the mirror! Look, it's the mirror from the movie Mirror! What? Nobody's doing that. I'm very proud of the films that I choose to go to.
They're not yelling chicken jockey at
They're
your
not yelling
movies.
chicken jockey. Even I saw the woman in the yard. There was like one person. They weren't like, it's the woman! There she is! She's in the yard! Nope. It was very just like, everybody's just watching a movie. That's it.
Yeah, it was me and 2 other guys that saw the woman in the yard, and then 25 minutes before the movie ended, the guy left. And I was like, dude, this is a short movie. You could have just waited out for the last 20 minutes.
It was an aggressively long 90 minutes. And I know this because I could compare it to the Looney Tunes movie I saw immediately afterwards. That was also 90 minutes. Flew by.
Fast pace.
And that crowd, also very small, like 6 people. They were laughing and laughing. They couldn't get enough. Take that, Zaslav, you jerk.
Well, he doesn't own it anymore.
Yes, good.
Ketchup Entertainment.
All right. What do we do? We're talking about Dolittle too. How do we get on here? Oh, the chicken jockey. Don't do that. Don't do that, people. Just watch your movie, you nerds.
I just don't understand it. I don't understand why you just want to make a giant mess. It just seems like...
I don't know Minecraft. I don't really understand it. Fenter had me play a little bit of it one time for a weird experiment we were doing. I didn't understand why I was there, why I was crafting these mines, what my goal was.
Wait, did you see it?
I didn't see it. I played some of that game like 10 years ago with Fenter was like, hey, check out this game. And I played it and I go, why?
Must have been much different 10 years ago.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't remember. I remember like if it was nighttime, like a Frankenstein thing would like come and eat you. But other than that, you people just like building stuff. And I go, I don't really care about building stuff. I need like a plot. And they're like, well, all right, it's probably isn't for you then. I don't know what this chicken jockey thing is. I don't know of all the things in the movie, why that's the thing you're the most excited about. I also don't care. I don't care. But if I were in the Minecraft movie, which I'm glad I wasn't, sure would have been annoyed.
I'm glad you got spared of the chicken jockeys. Did you hear them from your other theater?
No. Maybe because a lot of those people aren't going to the movies at like 12 in the afternoon on a Tuesday. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm wondering when that crowd does enter the theater. And how rambunctious they are when they enter it.
I don't know. I couldn't tell from that clip you sent if they were like young or something.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I don't know.
There was another one where this kid had a giant bag of popcorn, like one of those like you get at the carnival, and he was just waiting for the scene to happen because he probably saw it like online. And as soon as it came up, he whipped the thing around. The popcorn goes everywhere, and then this guy holds up a literal chicken. Like up in the air, and he's just like, chicken jockey! I'm like, they brought a chicken? How did you get a chicken in the theater?
Yeah, here's the downside of social media, right? Like, you've warned us. All right, these chicken people, we gotta get... But now, like, everybody's, oh, sweet,
now they
we
go
can
viral.
get online. Let's do this. Let's be the next chicken.
It's exactly what I feel like is going on.
You've encouraged it.
Yeah, and I saw there was like a UK cinema like thing that was like, we encourage the chicken jockey behavior. And I'm like, what? Is that how desperate you are to get people into theaters? Yeah. Ugh.
I don't like this. I don't think that's appropriate behavior.
No. But then I did see videos of people watching it, and they're like, my theater was doing nothing. And I'm like, that's what they're supposed to do.
They were quietly enjoying the film.
Laugh and clap if you want, but like... What the fuck is you throwing shit around? It's not a zoo.
I saw something where they were like some news story. I forget what it was. Maybe it's Megan 2. Or there's like some movie where the studios are like encouraging you to like, oh, you download an app and then you can interact with the movie while you're watching it. And I thought, don't you just want them watching it?
Yeah, there is a movie that just got second screen experienced. I just saw that too. Oh my god,
I
what
don't
was the
understand.
movie, though?
Don't go yelling out and throwing stuff, waiting for the chick. Just watch your movie and enjoy it. I don't understand. Why?
Yeah, what a weird thing.
Why? We're like, oh, all right. Everybody's attention span's clearly too short. Let's just lean into it and make it even shorter. Let's not try to stymie the tide.
I think it's just the bid to get Gen Z in there and Gen Alpha.
They do go to the movies. Like, they're not going. I'm seeing them there. They're just picking really bad movies to go to.
Yeah, they like the ones that were made for them.
They're not going to Workmeister Harmonies, but that's also not why they're yelling like, the Harmonies! He's talking about the Harmonies! He's talking about it into the tape recorder! Woo! Thank God.
That'd be very funny.
I was impressed by the number of, like, people by themselves at the Workmeister Harmony screening. Like, they were there specifically to enjoy Dead Whale movie. I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean, just like you, right?
I brought Mr. Cool Guy himself, Dimitri, over because he had never seen a Hungarian film, and I was like, and it was kind of far for me to get to, and I was like, I own 3 copies of this movie. I've seen it in theater twice already. One time Bellatar himself was there. Am I gonna go again? Yeah, I know, it was really great. Am I gonna go again? Then Mr. Cool Guy said he hadn't seen a Hungarian film, and I'm like, all right, well, that's a good excuse. So like, I'm there to like share that moment with somebody else with those terrible giant shack gummies.
What? Shack gummies?
I sent you the photo, didn't I?
Did maybe. Hold on. Oh, yeah.
Terrible. Shackalicious extra large gummies.
XL gummies. We got peach, we got berry punch,
Yes.
and orange.
They are indeed extra large. It's too large. You don't want to eat that in one bite like a normal gummy. It's too much. It's too much flavor.
Did you see what I sent?
Yes, I saw that. That looks, the Wizard of Oz thing looks terrible.
It looks very Lynchian. Not just because it's Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, and that's an interesting, Wizard of Oz is interesting that they're not remaking it. They're just trying to like make movies around that IP as best they can, but they haven't full on remade it yet. I appreciate at least that, you know? Some of these movies, I'm like, can we just remake around it instead of remaking it? Like, that movie's not even 20 years old. Why are you doing this?
Which movie would you suggest to be made around?
I don't want to do any of it, but if you're going to do it, I'd rather you go that strategy than just doing the story again.
Okay.
I don't know. All right, Dr. Dolittle 2. I think Dolittle is getting a sequel, and I think it was supposed to get a sequel like 2 years ago, and it is not coming out, or didn't get made. or something.
Are you talking about the Downey Jr. one?
Yeah.
No, that's not getting anything.
All those Google searches were just fakes.
I just don't think Downey's really into that. He's back into Marvel.
When I was trying to get clips from Dr. Dolittle 2 starring Eddie Murphy, they were also like Dolittle 2 trailer or Dolittle 2 coming out.
Oh, well, careful if you get sucked into the Facebook nonsense. They think there's a Titanic 2 coming out with Leo and Kate Winslet.
All right.
And I'm like, how is that possible?
You're right. Fine. Okay, Dr. Dolittle 2. We're here. We have nothing really more to say. Wild Thornberries movie only did okay. I guess that's it. Just like this movie, we will abruptly end and everything will wrap up nicely with very little effort on our part. Good night. Say good night, Joe.
Good night.
So, as you saw Mirror in the theater again.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, oh, you know what else came out this year? The Passenger. What other excellent films came out in the year 1975?
It's a great year.
Barry Lyndon, for you documentary people. Grey Gardens, if you're into that. The Picnic at Hanging Rock. Very famous Australian film. Tommy. Southland Tales Award-winning film, Tommy.
Jaws,
for you blockbuster people.
Dog Day Afternoon.
Yes.
Mirror, right? We talked about that.
That's what got me started thinking about it. I'm like, what came out?
Nashville.
Yes.
3 Days of the Condor. Night Moves.
That film I also had just seen. Oh, another Jack film, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah, how can you forget? Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yeah, for you nerds out there.
We got this is the first Cronenberg, Shivers.
Oh yes, that's true.
Norman Jewison's Rollerball, which is a crazy movie.
But for all you midnight movie fans, Rocky Horror Picture Show came out this year. The super duper artsy people, you got Gene Dielman, 23 Commerce Quay, 1080 Brussels.
I'm taking a look at 1975 right now. Oh, The Drowning Pool with Paul Newman. That's a fun one.
Ingmar Bergman, The Magic Flute.
Oh, a movie we've covered. The Fortune. Yeah. Another Jack.
You Dario Argento horror fans, Deep Red, one of his better films, I would say.
A movie that you should check out, because you like Cloris Leachman. Crazy Mama. Early Jonathan Demme movie.
Well, I think you, Don Knotts fan, gotta check out The Apple Dumpling Gang.
Yeah. Oh, a great Gene Hackman Western, Bite the Bullet. James Coburn, Ben Johnson, Candice Bergen.
Oddly enough, aside from Ingmar Bergman having a Magic Flute movie come out that year, the Smurfs had a Magic Flute movie come out that year. Oh, no, sorry, 1976. They were a little behind the times. What a crazy good year for movies.
Absolutely.
Wow.
You don't get that many good movies in a year.
No.
Now.
No, definitely not now. Oh, less exciting Gene Hackman film, French Connection 2.
Those like seismic movies though, like Jaws and Barry Lyndon it's crazy.
Yes.
But we need to take a look at the year of 2001 where we got great movies like Shrek and Dr. Dolittle 2.
Yes, we do.
A Beautiful Mind.
That also happened, yep.
What was the Julia Roberts movie from 2001? Did she have one? I believe it was Ocean's 11.
When was Aaron Brockovich? Was that 2000?
Aaron Brockovich is 2000.